In this video, I'm going to show you how to fold a beautiful origami box decorated with a hydrangea designed by Shuzo Fujimoto. I'll use two squares, one for the lid and one for the box, and they each have a side length of 24 centimeters or 9.5 inches. And the box then has a side length and a height of about 6 centimeters or 2 3/8 of an inch. I'll show you how to fold the lid first and then the box, which is a traditional Masu design. First we need to fold a 8 by 8 square grid, so align edge with edge to create a horizontal crease, unfold, rotate and repeat. For a slightly nicer finish, I like to have these creases be valley folds, so I'm going to invert this crease into a mountain fold to bring the edge to a folded edge, which makes it easier to work precisely. Unfold, flip over and repeat, unfold, and also add the quarter creases in the other direction. Then we'll add creases between these two, so I'm going to again make a mountain fold out of this quarter crease to align folded edge with folded edge to get nicer precision, and a valley fold. Unfold, flip over and repeat. Unfold and repeat in the other direction. Now we only need to add the creases at 1/8 of the side length. And these we want to have mountain folds, so we're going to flip this over. Again, make a nice mountain fold here to more easily get a precise result. The more precisely you fold, the nicer the finished box is going to look. And repeat all the way around. Now we're going to add some diagonal creases, and first we're going to connect the two halfway points. So you're basically bringing this corner to the center, but I advise you use these halfway points as a reference to get more precise results. And then also take the second crease line as a mark here and here to make another diagonal crease line. And repeat on the other three corners. Now flip over the model and bring in this corner to that first intersection, connecting the points of the creases at 1/8 of the side length of the initial square. Unfold, and now we also want to crease the other diagonal of that small square, so align edge with adjoining edge, and only crease up to the first intersection. Now we have all of the pre-creasing done for the lid, and you can start collapsing the hydrangea. I've got a detailed video on how to do this, but I'll show you the most important pointers here now. If you need more guidance, head over to my detailed tutorial on the hydrangea designed by Shuzo Fujimoto. First, we want to make sure that this square with 4 smaller squares is all valley folds, and next to it we have triangles popping up. And then we can push the diamonds next to them together with valley folds, like this, pushing the model further. Then ensure that this point right here points up by pushing from the back, and then start collapsing the model by also pushing in these corners right here that you can see here and also on the other side. And when you have that 3D shape, you can then push it together further and further until you can collapse this completely into the hydrangea base. Then open up these large petals to get that basic shape, and this is what it looks like from the back. Now we need to fold at least 3 levels, and we have 1, 2 here, and for this one I folded 7 levels. In the tutorial here I'm going to fold 5 levels so you can see what it looks like with just 5 levels folded, and of course it looks more elaborate the more layers you add. So I'm going to quickly walk you through how to add another layer, and that is by turning it over and then adding a diagonal crease on this flap right here on all 4 corners. Unfold them and then make open sinks by taking 2 layers to open this up to reveal a square. And the more precisely you open this square, the more layers you will be able to add. Flatten it down completely and then collapse it back down to complete the open sink, and repeat on all 4 corners. Before we actually add the next layer, I almost forgot, it's good to add the pre-creasing for the petals at this point because it's much easier. So fold in half the petals and bring this corner to the intersection of creases that you can see and make a strong crease, and repeat all the way around. You can also add these pre-creasings for the largest petals right now. For this, take this corner and again bring it to an intersection and add a crease. Unfold all of these, and now we can continue forming that extra layer. Ensure that here everything is symmetrical, and I just saw that here I hadn't collapsed back one of the squares, and now it's fine. So when we have that, we can then open these petals, open this layer and push it down and bring these 2 adjoining edges together, pushing them down, adding a new crease right here and right there, and repeat all the way around. Then open up and take this layer of paper here and pull it out to have this pyramid popping up, and then push it together to reveal the next half a petal, and repeat on the other side. If it ever doesn't quite want to come out, you can go in the back and push in here to make the pyramid pop out more easily. And then again collapse it down, ensuring you're not adding any new creases, but just going along the existing ones. And repeat 3 more times. Now add the pre-creasing to the petals. It's better to do these in mountain folds to make the final shaping easier and cleaner. And now you have everything prepared for 3 levels, and you need to repeat the steps for the 3rd layer if you want to add more, just on a slightly smaller square. So I'm going to add 2 more layers now, and you can of course add as many or as few as you like. Now once you have all your layers done, you can fold along the pre-creasings and open the petals, and they may tend to unfold a little, but the next step will secure them nicely. Because then you go to the next larger layer and you take this layer and push it behind along the pre-creasing. And same on the other side, and then you have your next petal formed, and you repeat that for all of them except for the largest layer. Once you have all the petals shaped, we're then going to strengthen these creases right here, going through that petal of the second largest layer and pushing it down to really strengthen that crease, and go round so that you strengthen the creases on each side. Then try and slightly fold all 4 of them at the same time, and then push in along this prepared fold like this, and ensure that's in place on all 4 corners. And then take this triangle and fold it in half. Can you see that? Like this, so that it's completely flattened. And then go along this pre-creasing right here to push in the paper right there. And this is shaping the last layer. And same on this side, folding it in, pushing it all the way in, and then pinching the corner here. And go round until you've done all 4 corners. Always first folding in half, flattening to one side, and then pushing in along the pre-creasing to complete the next corner. Ensure that this small triangle is underneath the layer so that it's nicely tucked away. Then ensure that these are all nicely tucked in, and your lid is done. So now let's move on to the box, and you can fold whichever box you like. I'm going to show a traditional Masu design, and this one ensures that you get a cubic shape. So first we're going to mark thirds on each of the sides, and you can do it in any way you like. I like to roll the paper up like this and then ensure that all 3 sides are the same length, and then just pinch. And then we can do the opposite side and the other 2 sides too, of course. We're going to extend these pinches in a little bit, but I'm not going to do that now yet because I want a clean finish on all these sides and also on the bottom so that we avoid these 2 crease lines right here. So first we're going to mark 6 all the way around too, so we can bring this edge to the 2 pinch marks, to pinch at a 1/6 and repeat on the other 3 sides. Also pinch at the halfway point by bringing edge to edge in both directions. Now let's connect these 2 marks in the center of each edge to form a diagonal crease, and repeat on the other 3 corners. Now also connect the markings at 1/6 here and here. And to make a straight crease, pull the paper apart and then extend the 2 pinch marks you added here and here. Now flip over and also add diagonals between 1/6 marking here and a 1/6 marking here, and repeat on the other 3 corners. Now all we need to do is add some more straight creases. We're going to start at the 1/3 pinch mark up to this intersection all the way around, and then here at the halfway marks we're also going to go to the first intersection, which ends here. Of course you can also crease throughout, but this technique ensures that these squares right here have no crease lines and it makes a nicer finish. Now let's collapse the Masu. For this we're first going to fold in 2 of these diagonal crease lines and ensure that these corners are folded behind all the way around. Now we're going to bring this up so that it's basically perpendicular, And then we're going to go along this diagonal crease line right here to bring up this paper. Can you see that we're starting to shape a box here? So first fold this and then bring it in like that. And then do the same thing on this side, going along the existing crease line to bring in the paper. And when you have this, and this is what it looks like from each side, you can then fold in that flap and flatten it down. And then you repeat that on the other side. And here you want to make a strong crease so that it doesn't unfold. The layers add up here a little, which is actually good because it makes the box more robust. And then here you can see I'm pushing in this paper to collapse it like this. Bring this inside and then bring that inside. And then strengthen the creases, strengthen the corners, and push it all together and flatten down those small triangles. And then your Masu is done, and you can take your lid and put it on top. It should fit nicely and snugly so that it doesn't tend to fall off quite as easily. So there you have it. Your box with a hydrangea lid is all done. Special thanks go to Meenakshi Mukherjee, who suggested I make a tutorial on this model. She also has notes on how to fold it that you can download from her website origami.net. Now, if you enjoyed this video, you can put a big smile on my face by giving it a thumbs up, commenting below, and sharing it with others. Plus, if you like this hydrangea design, I have a bunch of other videos you might like. Or check out my playlist of tutorials for further origami boxes and containers. Finally, subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss my next videos. I hope to see you around, and as always, happy folding!